Hey, Joe from Graco here, and I just want to talk a little bit about our removal tools for striping, also epoxies for warehouses, things like that, where traditionally you'd have to use different machines. We offer a whole line of grinders, and if you actually open our catalog, we have quite a few to offer. This is a nice entry level for a lot of stripers. So when they come out to a parking lot and they need to remove lines, or they have to alter the parking lot, they're going to use a machine like this, or they go up into our more high production units. This unit here is kind of a nice entry. This is an 89, so we offer this in an 87 and an 89. This is our standard series. So kind of an entry line. Nice. We have a push button that lowers the drum down into position, and I actually use this just to go along and remove lines. So when I'm done with the line, I actually pull it up and I'm ready to go to the next location. We have a control here, and we actually have a tachometer. So we're going to move over quickly. I'm just going to run through a brief discussion on these. Next in our line is kind of our high production. So these units are going to be used more for longer, a lot more removal. So if a contractor has a lot of removal to do, or has to do long lines on a street, they're going to want to move up to this because they don't want to walk a quarter of a mile with this and have to go back and forth. This I can mount to our driver, and this is going to do a lot more higher production. What's nice about these is we added this year a depth control system. So traditionally you would lift this up and put it back down into position, and essentially that would be it. So if I set it too deep manually, it would actually, you could get some heavy contact with your substrate and cause a little bit of damage. What we did was we brought out a unit that essentially I can push, that lifts it up, and when I get my depth set here, I can actually push the button, and what it's going to do is it's going to lower the machine down. It has an actuator that lowers it down into my depth, and I can change that depth. If I want to go deeper, I can set it deeper, or I can bring it back up when I go to the next line. This is nice because it's going to save, and you're going to have a lot more uniform depth, but also it's going to save on wear and tear on your drum. So this is the 1013. We offer this in 3 different lines. We have an 8-inch, which is a smaller motor. We have the 1013 here, and we also have a 1021, which is a much bigger unit that they'd use for mostly highways and long streets. So difference here is basic T-handle versus higher production. This is going to do a lot longer, straighter lines. The nice part about this is, the other thing about these units is a lot less vibration and fatigue when you're using this. I go on a drive, or I take this, I zoom down the road. We isolate a lot of the vibration as you're going down to do removal, so it doesn't vibrate as much. We have dampers in here. It also does very good straight lines. Quick discussion on drums. So lines are all different shapes and sizes, or even if you're doing removal on an epoxy floor or something. So we make different drums of all different types. These are traditionally a carbide. We offer those in a lot of different type of cutters. So they're traditional. These are, you can add, this can go up to a 10-inch wide removal pattern. This is set right now, I think, at a 6. Also, it goes up to a 10. So this is kind of a traditional. These are probably the most popular cutter we have in our line. The newer technology is, this is known as a PCD, polycrystalline diamond. These are brand new. They've come out about 2 years ago. This essentially is, I don't want to say a permanent drum, but these last 6, 7, 8, 10 times longer than a traditional drum. So these are rebuilt all the time. They're a wear part. You can imagine as they get in contact with concrete or asphalt, these are going to wear. Whereas these are very, very durable, so they last a lot longer. This one's a little aggressive. We introduced a new PCD, which should be of interest to all of our paint companies that have. So this is a great unit for not only for removal of asphalt line striping and on concrete, but this is actually a very good, it leaves a nice profile for epoxy coatings. And that's what's called a PCD Nano. So it's got a nice finish. It actually leaves a good profile for, so it's not too rough. We offer that, which is a little, that's a round. And then we have a smooth or a flat, and this one's actually a nice medium grade that actually has a nice texture for putting epoxies in. Thermoplastic back over the top. So that's our GrindLazer line. We have a full variety of these, and sometimes it's a little confusing, but this is a quick breakdown. We have a full line, so obviously you can look up and you can contact us to talk about them, and if we need to have conversations with your contractor. Thank you.